Hey there, I want to welcome you to the 6 Steps to Wealth. This is a passion project of mine that I put together over the last, I would say 10 years professionally. But when I say professionally, as a professional looking at credit scores and evaluating credit reports and money, debt to income ratios, down payments, investment opportunities. Professionally, I spent a lot of time in finance looking at that for my clients. Personally, this is something that I've become very passionate about over the last 10 to 12 years. And personally, I'm starting at the age of 46 to start reaping the rewards of following each one of these steps. I'm so excited about this because not only of what it's done in my life, but what it's done by teaching this to a lot of friends, family members, and clients of mine financially. So what I'm going to teach you today are the 6 steps to wealth. 6 simple principles that I've followed for the last 10 years. 6 simple, not easy. Staying disciplined is not necessarily easy, but these principles are simple. And if you follow these principles over the next 10, 15, 20, 30 years, I promise you that you will come out the other side of homeownership, the other side of our relationship, in a better financial position as a result of the information I'm able to exchange with you and our relationship as me being your mortgage advisor. You see, the way I look at this too, you guys, as a mortgage professional, if I don't give you this information, I truly feel down in my core that I'm providing a disservice. I have access to this information, like I said, because I'm passionate about understanding how money works. I'm passionate about understanding how investments work personally. I'm in finance, attached to real estate. Why wouldn't I teach this? And so I am. So there's a couple of things that I teach. Before we get going, I volunteer at local high schools. I've taught for the last 2 years at the University of Washington as an affiliate professor. And I teach not only these 6 steps to wealth, but I teach financial awareness. See, I'm not a financial planner. Please don't ask me which stocks, which crypto to buy or to trade. I can tell you what I'm personally doing, but I'm not here to give financial planning advice. What I'm here to do is bring about awareness. And by sharing these 6 steps, my goal is that you'll come out the other side of homeownership in a better financial position as a result of our relationship and the information that I'm able to share with you today and over time. So let's real quickly review the 6 steps to wealth. Step number 1 is so important. I'm trying to teach my kids this, my young kids this, but I wish they taught this in high school and colleges and to young adults. Step number 1 is tracking your money. You got to know your numbers. You got to know what's going in every single month, and you got to know what's going out every single month, and you have to understand what to do with what's left over. Step number 2 is pay off all your debt and live debt-free. My wife and I became debt-free about 6 years ago, and it's an incredible feeling to not owe anyone any money and to see all the money that you earn to be able to go into investments and grow. Number 3, you got to have an emergency fund. I want you to build an emergency fund 3 to 6 times your monthly expenses. We'll talk more about that in a minute. Number 4, make sure that you're investing in your 401k, especially if your employer matches that. Do your best to max out your 401k every single year. Number 5, you're debt-free. You're maxing out your 401k. You're tracking your numbers. I want to make sure that you're investing what's left over. Pay yourself first. So what you're going to do is you're going to shoot to invest 20% of your income. 20% of your income. We'll talk more about this in a minute. And lastly, one of the top questions that I get asked as a mortgage professional from both real estate agents and clients: when should I start paying down my mortgage or paying off my mortgage or prepaying my mortgage? I'm going to share with you something that'll wake you up. But every single week when I make my Making Sense of Your Markets video to send out to my clients and my current clients and my past clients, I talk about the importance of understanding how money works and understanding how mortgages work. Relative to paying off your mortgage, I just recently shot a video, and you can find it on my YouTube channel, that shows you the difference between not prepaying your mortgage, trying to pay off your mortgage early, and taking that money instead and putting it into the stock market. And over a 15-year period, you had a north of $120,000 greater or increase to your total cash net worth by not paying off your mortgage early. So we'll talk more about that here in a minute. But before we move on and go deep into each one of these 6 steps, my YouTube channel is designed to provide information like this. Short 5 to 10 minute clips on how to better manage your mortgage, better manage and increase your investment portfolio from a real estate standpoint, and then to give basic money advice, financial awareness. So make sure you give a quick subscribe on my YouTube channel. And then one last thing, my Instagram, My Mortgage Guy Dan on Instagram. I spend time every single day sharing tips and strategies and short videos and reels on how to make better financial decisions with your money, with your mortgage, and with real estate. So, and every once in a while, I'll throw in some positive, like self-improvement type stuff that I'm also very, very passionate about as well. So Instagram, YouTube, give me a follow on both of those, and I know that information will help you out in addition to what you're gonna learn today. So let's jump into step 1, tracking your numbers. It's very simple. I'm old school. I use an Excel worksheet. I've filled this thing out every single month for the last 8 years, approximately 8 years. And what I can tell you by hand writing this information out, 1, I know how much debt I had. Number 2, I know how much bills we have every single month. Number 3, I always know what's coming in, money, revenue. And then number 4, I know what's left over. But here's the kicker. Number 5, this is what I love the most about this form and tracking this. I get to watch my money grow. So by tracking this, if you were in debt, you get to watch your debt decrease. That does a lot for you psychologically. You also get to watch your net worth, whether it be cash net worth or total net worth, grow over time as well as you purchase real estate, as homes go up in value, as you invest more money in the stock market, and as you begin to earn more interest from compound interest. So I want to encourage you, down below this video, you can download this form for free, but I want to encourage you to use a money or budget tracking form, whether it's an app or it's just a simple Excel worksheet like I use to track your money every single month. 4 components in review of this. How much money is coming in? How much money do I owe? How much money is going out? And how much money do I own? Okay, so let me give you an example of what this looks like. This is my personal family budget form. It's got 5 columns. It's really simple. The first column is simply your debt. So you list the name of your debt. Number 2 is your minimum monthly payment on that debt. Number 3 is the payment that you actually made last month on that debt. Number 4 is how much money you saved. So for example, if you had a $5,000 credit card bill, you owed $3,000, but you paid it off, you've now saved money every single month on that debt. All I really care about on the money saved column is down at the very bottom. You take the very last column is income, the money that you deposited minus your total expenses, and hopefully that gives you a nice 5 to 6 figure number, 4, 5 or 6 figure number on how much money you were able to save that month. Now you know what to do with it. By going down below, you can say, I'm going to send this into my 401k, or I'm going to send this percentage now to my E-Trade account or my Fidelity account and attach it to the S&P 500, for example, and watch that grow. Or I'm going to put it in a money market account because we're getting ready to buy another home, like an investment home or a rental property. Okay, so it's really important. Down at the bottom, you can track your assets, you can track your total and cash net worth. Step number 2, really simple. Not going to spend a lot of time on this. You want to become debt-free. Now, there's a couple of different psychologies, if you will, around paying off debt. There's the debt snowball. There's the debt avalanche. A lot of I don't care how you arrive at it. I believe it has a lot to do with your psychology. So, for example, if you need a pat on the back and you need inspiration and motivation and encouragement by seeing progress. So, for example, if you've ever gone on a diet and you step on the scale and you see that scale, that weight going down every single day, that provides some sort of encouragement. So if that's the kind of personality that you have, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to pay off your smallest debt first. And then you take, once that credit card is paid off, for example, let's say you're paying $200 a month extra to pay off that card. Once that card's paid off, you now have $200 plus the minimum payment. Let's say that was $50. So now you have $250 extra a month now to go attack the next one. And what that debt snowball approach means is that snowball continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, if you're like me and you're focused on money and you just want to pay off your debt and you care about where every dollar is going, you want to pay off the highest interest debt first. So let's say you have a $5,000 credit card bill and the interest on that is 18%. It's killing you. I would focus all your attention on paying down the highest interest rate debt first. Once you have that paid off, then you attack the next highest and then the next highest until you're done, okay? So at the end of the day, what I care about is that you have no consumer debt. So credit cards, auto loans, lines of credit, student loans, let's work to be debt-free, not including your mortgage right now, okay? Step number 3, there's a lot of arguments on this in regards to which is best. Step number 3, level 1, we need to create what's called a survival account, an emergency account. So level 1 of our emergency account is $1,000 in the bank, okay, in a side account. Level 2 is 1 month of your expenses. So let's say it costs you $5,000 a month to live. You need at least $5,000 set aside in a bank account. Number 3, level 3 is where I'm at and what I preach, 3 to 6 months of your expenses. So if it costs you $5,000 to live, it's ideal to have anywhere between $15,000 and $30,000 in a money market account for an emergency only. Okay, step number 4, maximize your retirement. Maximize your 401k contribution, especially if it's an employer matched program. That's free money if your employer will match. Make sure that you are having a conversation with either a financial planner or your human resource director on how to do that, and do that now. Step number 5, invest what's left over in the stock market. The stock market is given a yield of about anywhere between 8% and 10% over the last 20 years. This S&P 500 index, I absolutely love. It's the top 500 companies in America. You can attach your money to that index, which is the lower risk. Again, I'm not giving any financial advice. I'm telling you what I personally do for my kids. And it's very simple, and you don't necessarily need a financial planner to do that. You can do that on your Fidelity app or an E-Trade app. So to encourage you, any money that's left over, attach it to the S&P 500 index and let it go. Step number 6, do I pay off my mortgage early? Yes, when you have $2 million in the bank and you exceed the age of 55 years of age. $2 million in the bank and you're over the age of 55, now you can start accelerating the payoff of your mortgage. That's simple. Now in closing, there are some forms down below this video. My wealth awareness test. I take this twice a year, 15 questions. I want you to take that test. Number 2, how much money do I need to retire form? So there's some information on how to determine, again, it's all about awareness, how to determine where you're at and how much money you need to retire. And then by taking that 15 question quiz, it's going to give you a really good idea on areas in which you can improve upon in your finances so that you'll get to that final destination earlier. I'm going to close with this one last thing. Remember, society, the government, people will tell you that retirement is an age. I don't believe that. Retirement is not an age. Retirement is a number, and you can control that number. I'm so looking forward to getting you more information on YouTube, more information on my Instagram, but more specifically, if you have any questions on any of this, if you want a recommendation to a financial planner or a CPA or a real estate attorney or a real estate investor, please reach out to me. I can't wait to be a resource for you, and I can't wait to be your mortgage guy. Bye for now.